For today's game, we won't actually be going over a game, but rather a teaser, a playable teaser. A playable teaser for a game that was, well, fuck. Let's jump into it. PT puts you in the role of an unnamed character, POV style, as you navigate the same corridor over and over again trying to solve puzzles. It starts off relatively easy, but as you progress it becomes increasingly cryptic, so much so that it was designed to take players at least a week to figure it all out. PT was released back in 2014 as a free download for an up-and-coming horror game. Upon beating the game, it is revealed to be the next Silent Hills game. Not just that, it would be directed by Guillermo del Toro and Metal Gear Solid director Hideo Kojima, and it would be running on the Fox engine, and Norman Reedus was going to be playing the main role. This was a dream come true for many fans, and let me tell you, you could just feel the magic while playing this game. It looked so realistic, and the atmosphere and sound, oof, it was terrifying. And of course, this wouldn't be a Hideo Kojima game without fourth wall breaks of varying kind. For example, at one point, your game crashes, resets, and reboots as if you had lost your progress, only to realize that you have just been duped and it was another puzzle. That is genius. But perhaps the most challenging obstacle of all is the ghost Lisa that haunts you throughout your puzzle solving. If she catches you, you are greeted with an unsettling jump scare that gets me every single time, even if I'm expecting it. What sucks is that a lot of the puzzle solving involves zooming in and looking for clues, and who in their right mind wants to be focusing on the screen while this pops up? Damn, just look at this game. It looks so photorealistic and creepy that it only makes you wonder what it could have been. Could have, because after the fallout between Kojima and Konami, the next Silent Hill games was cancelled and PT is all that remains of it. According to the game itself, PT does not resemble what Silent Hills would have been like. It may not have even been a first-person game, but what it would have had is the Kojima seal of quality. The creativity displayed here in PT was pure Kojima magic, and with Guillermo del Toro at his side, Silent Hills could have easily been one of the PS4's greatest games. It's just a shame that Konami messed everything up and lost this amazing opportunity. I would say check it out, but the moment Konami canceled the project, PT was removed off the PlayStation 4. So unless you have it saved to your console, there is no way to legally obtain the game other than buying a PS4 that already has the game installed. PT is a terrifying teaser and a game that I could not physically bring myself to play just from how tense and terrified I was. So because the game doesn't really offer you any clues as to what's going on, you only have the hallways to tell you the story. For example, there's a radio playing that talks about a murder where a man murdered his wife and their unborn child. And in the bathroom sink, you find a fetus, and at another point, you see a hanging refrigerator with blood coming out of it and a baby's crying inside. Maybe it was going to be related to the overall plot, maybe not. It's like an interactive ghost story. At one point, you find a picture that you have to gouge out the eye, and if you look at Lisa, you see that she too is missing an eye. Another thing that helps make this game even more creepy and memorable is the sightings of Lisa. It's not just jump scares. One of my favorite moments in the game is when you look up the balcony and you see her overlooking, how she blends with the darkness. It kind of reminds me of a childhood fear I have, where I was always afraid to look into dark abysses because I was always afraid I would see some kind of face staring back at me. This bit right here makes the hairs on my neck stand every single time. Or what about when you first see her and she's standing under the light? The way the shadows are casted over her nose that you can kind of make out what looks like a dead body, that distinct orange glow that's uninviting and creepy. It's unfortunate that we'll never know what exactly Silent Hills was going to look like, because was it going to look similar to PT? Was it going to follow a lot of PT? Was it going to be very different from PT? Was PT its own individual thing? We'll never know. We're only left with questions. As of now, Kojima is working on Death Stranding, which seems to be a completely different game. It still stars Norman Reedus, but as it stands, PT will probably continue to be one of gaming's biggest mysteries. What it could have been, how Silent Hills would have turned out, these are all questions that will always go unanswered. But as it stands, all we're left with is this playable teaser that is guaranteed to scare the shit out of you. For Heroes of Fandom, I'm Boyle. Until next time.